Tomorrow, the Fed will decide whether to cut, hike, or keep interest rates unchanged. Let me know your predictions down below because, of course, this is what a lot of people are anticipating, and I do personally believe that the market is already, preparing itself for the meeting itself because we know you do tend to see the market kind of leading up to that, and pretty much kind of pricing that self in. Which we're seeing right now. So we are seeing a little bit of volatility going into Wednesday, but we'll see what happens. Do let me know in the comments your personal thoughts. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. If you're looking across the board, as I stated earlier, we are seeing some retracement, and I mainly think it is due to, of course, what's happening this week. This week is massive. And of course, the market is already reacting to that. And usually you do tend to see this happening if you've been watching the channel over the last few days. This is something that I was anticipating, leading into the FOMC meeting. We are going to see the market actually, retracing a little bit, and that's what we have seen right now. But as far as XRP's price is concerned, we're down about 3% with the price currently sitting at $3.17. We're also down about 2.6% in Bitcoin compared. Now, if you're looking at the market cap, $188 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at about 6.3 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So the S&P 500 hits a 6,400 for the first time in history. So the S&P 500 has been soaring, which is amazing to see, and that really shows you, the confidence there actually is within the stock market, and crypto is obviously following as well. Crypto has had a great week, specifically, if you're looking at altcoins have had an amazing move over the course of the last 1 month. But as far as Bitcoin is concerned, Bitcoin has been thriving pretty much over the last, if you even take a look at the last 12 months, Bitcoin is in this upwards trajectory. So if anyone's going to come out and say, S&P is outpacing BTC, I really want you guys to take a look at Bitcoin before, we make those type of comments. But look at this, earning announcements, and this is just the earning announcements, which is going to be starting yesterday. It started yesterday, actually, but today, we're seeing some big names that are going to be obviously announcing their earnings Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So of course, this week is aligned with some big earning announcements, and of course, Fed rate cut, right? Fed rate cut decision on Wednesday. A lot of people are already anticipating it's not going to happen, but what if it does end up happening? My personal projection is market is going to soar if that were to happen, because this is something people have been anticipating quite some time. And if this were to happen and comes out of nowhere, this would have a positive impact. And of course, July job report, numbers are also going to be coming out. I think that happens today. From the meeting itself. But let's take a look at this. Anthony Papliano says, the U.S. government at some point will announce they're buying Bitcoin. Obviously, right now, whichever reserve they even were to create, they've been quite straightforward as to how that's going to work. The reserve is going to be consistent of all the Bitcoin they already have. And they pretty much have stated that they're not going to be going into the market to actually purchase BTC. So pretty much what Pompliano is saying here is pretty much speculating, but it makes sense, right? With the amount of interest that is coming towards BTC, with the amount of regulation that's coming towards this industry, it just makes sense that they create a reserve, which Donald Trump himself has come out and talked about, and this reserve would be quite an interesting thing and a smart move by a lot of analyst perspective. That could really drop in terms of help even with the debt. With the debt that they have, it could really help with that itself. So let's see what happens. Do let me know your personal thoughts down below. But I personally do agree with Anthony Papliano that this is inevitable and we will see this become a reality. But look at the breaking news today. So PayPal is launching Pay with Crypto in coming weeks. Covering 90% of 3+ trillion crypto market cap, Pay with Crypto offers the ability to pay with 100 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, XRP, BNB, Solana, USDC, and many others. Clarity Act will unlock trillions. And this right here is a huge announcement, guys. You can see now this, we talk about mass adoption right here, guys. This right here. I want you guys to understand this right here is a perfect example of that. Now let's say I know the crypto OGs are going to be like, we were already doing that. But in terms of retail, in terms of all the users, this makes it easy. Of course, you could see, BNB, Solana, USD, and many others connect wallets, including Coinbase, OKX, Binance, Kraken, Phantom, MetaMask, and Exodus, with more to come. Huge announcement. Huge announcement right here, guys. We could literally use, PayPal, as long as you like pay with crypto. This would be massive. We could actually use crypto to purchase things right through PayPal. And you can see powered by PayPal will be available to the US merchants. That's one thing I wanted to clear up. Huge, huge stuff. So look at this. Bitwise says stablecoins are going parabolic. Are we surprised? Literally every single company and all these big banks are talking about stablecoins, and it's not just within the U.S. It's pretty much happening globally. So not a big surprise to us, and I think it's going to continue to be like this. And I think this is where RLUSD could really shine, because of course it has that regulatory clarity and the compliance aspect of it as well. But speaking about RLUSD, Ripple is unique in the RLUSD is fully integrated with a licensed cross-border payment solution. To put it in another way, anyone can make any products, but only a provider with the license can sell it. So pretty much you could see, while there are a number of stablecoins in circulation and multiple fintech payment providers, Ripple is unique in that RLUSD is fully integrated with licensed cross-border payment solution. Ripple Payments, with a global payment network spanning 90 payout markets and more than 55 currencies. Ripple Payments customers can access flexible pay-in and pay-out options using fiat, crypto, and stablecoins via a single API. And remember, Ripple gains indirect access to the Federal Reserve infrastructure via FIS integration as a third-party token service provider, and SWIFT look closely. And I can even say, with the ISO standard, going into effect, I think it could do it that way as well. But look at this. White House digital asset report will also be going public this Wednesday. So a lot of big things happening in the next 24 to 48 hours. So we need to buckle up. But as far as the price is concerned, you guys can see dominance has picked up quite sharply since yesterday. Bitcoin, on the other hand, actually broke out. You can see this for yourself. Bitcoin is pretty much sitting at $119,000, while dominance picked up, which of course is the reason why we're seeing a little bit of a retracement. Usually this does tend to happen due to the FOMC meeting, and like I said, it's a massive week. So of course, the altcoins have reacted in a little bit of a negative way, but so far so good. As far as XRP is concerned, we're still in the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. It came very close to the resistance at the $3.39. You guys know, if we're able to cross this range, I am anticipating new all-time highs. The unofficial all-time high to be retested, but so far so good. We're ranging, consolidating, within this $3.15-ish cents range. Of course, we could potentially go down to the $3 range, and I do expect that to be a key support line for us, as it has shown us in the past. And if you want to put this into perspective, this itself is about a 5% move in case we were to drop below, the $3.08 key support line in the next, obviously, few hours to come. So that's why, the next few hours are very critical. Keep a very close eye on BTC and the dominance itself. Bitcoin is looking great, but if the dominance continues to push towards the upside, maybe we do see altcoins seeing a little bit of a retracement going into the FOMC meeting. So be prepared for that, but this is something that we were anticipating on the channel. If you've been watching over the last few days, you guys know I was anticipating this, so I'm not surprised. I'm sure not a lot of you are surprised either, but let me know in the comments what you think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.